Good morning, YouTubers. There's your zip code Farik, Matt Shaini in the 92887. Getting ready to go into work here pretty soon, here in Southern California. And the zip code journey for today takes us to a new state for the ZCF. That's right, the state of Utah. 84111, Salt Lake City, Utah. It's one of many zip codes in this city because it's the largest city in Utah. Utah, for those of you that don't know, is a mountain state in the western part of the United States. It's the 45th one in the Union. Came in 1896, and the reason why it took so long is because the folks that settled it, that is the Mormons, didn't want to give up having a bunch of wives. The men, anyway. Salt Lake City itself was first really set up in 1847 by Brigham Young and Company as they rode west from Missouri. Came to the Great Salt Lake, and according to Brigham Young, or according to history, Brigham Young said, "This is the place." Why, I'm not sure. It's semi-arid, not really where a lot of these folks were used to, New York, New England, even the Midwest. Salt Lake City is not quite desert territory. There's an average of 16.5 to 20 inches of rain per year, so it's still semi-arid. About 61 inches of snow. It falls generally in the area, and even the mountains and the mountain benches get even more. The zip code area itself, the 84111, has 12,934 people as the latest estimate in 1.4 square miles. So it's relatively densely populated for Utah, and indeed for Salt Lake City. It's one of the downtown zips, as I said again, and the poverty rate's almost 3 times as high as the general is for the state of Utah. But on the other hand, there's a fair amount of educated people here too, so it's a lot of people just starting out. From what I read someplace, and I don't know if this is true, anybody chiming in here can tell me, that supposedly Mormons are now the minority here in Salt Lake County, I should say. I don't know, but I would guess it's probably the case because the place has grown quite a bit. In Salt Lake City, the population here is 199,723 people, so just shy of 200,000 people. And the county has a little over 1.1 million. So it's a little more than a third of the state, which is at 3.2 million. So yeah, a lot going on here. The weather, the July average high is 91 degrees. The January low is 21 degrees. There's 167 days a year where they don't get frost, which means they can grow stuff. And not just the 84111, but the city itself is on a grid, a really cool thing they set up. The only thing is it might be perplexing to those of us not really familiar with it, where the names of the streets are actually the blocks themselves, such as 320 East 200 South, or 320 North 200 East, stuff like that. If you saw it on a map, that would make perfect sense. So kind of a unique sitch there. The rainy season's the spring. After that's the winter, and then the summers are hot and dry. So it's kind of an interesting mix, kind of semi-Mediterranean, semi-continental. Utah being a mountain state, and Salt Lake City being at 4,327 feet in the average, and mountains all around it. Elevation is going to have a great effect on what goes on here. So, but believe it or not, despite the mountains, the Pacific Ocean is still a pretty big influence, even this far inland. So, anyway, if you hit subscribe. Oh yes, and Salt Lake City is one of 2 population centers in what's called the Great Basin. The other one is Reno, Nevada. So, some people might ask, what about Las Vegas? I think Las Vegas is still considered part of the Mojave Desert. So, in any event, hit subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section below, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a good day.